I'm here outside the world famous home of the Phantom of the Opera. But for some fans they may see a reduced version when it returns to the London stage after such a difficult year for the world of theatre. But why? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here, and that is the story breaking out of London this morning. That's simply because we were all heartened by the news that the Phantom would be returning once again back to its original home. We saw some pictures, of course, of the brilliant Andrew Lloyd Webber even taking out some props and scenery so they could reimagine their original production. It was quite heartwarming to hear the news. But if you're a dedicated fan, you may be stunned to learn that in fact it's not coming back in the full capacity. That's simply because the orchestra, which numbered 37, will be returning, but this time only with an orchestra of 14. But why? It's quite simple really. It's the world of show business, and simply the last year has been very difficult for theatre. Well, incredibly difficult, simply because they've earned no money. But what we can tell you is this: the orchestra will return just with 14 people, and the rest, of course, of that wonderful score will be made up by, well, technology and keyboards. Now, it has caused something of a rumpus, naturally, with the musicians' union, because lots of people are now going to be put out of work. But the element is simply this: they have to make a profit. The musical has not been running for over a year. And more importantly, of course, they're keen to get it back on track. The other problem that the theatre has is simply this: they can't invite the full capacity in. And if you can't invite the full capacity, then you don't have the money to pay everyone. What they've decided to do is spend the money on the scenery and, of course, the wonderful costumes, which have been reinvigorated for its return. What we can tell you also, though, is the Broadway version will be reopening, but they are going to be keeping their full orchestra. Now, it remains to be seen how this particular story plays out. But for Andrew Lloyd Webber and their creators, of course, and producers, Cameron Mackintosh, it does appear that they're going to be facing something of a backlash. But naturally, die-hard fans will still come along and support it, and they hope new fans. But for now, it looks like Phantom's got more on his plate than simply sorting out the opera. Neil Sean, Phantom of the Opera, in the heart of London.